Hey everyone, welcome to the third episode of me critiquing your photos. First of all, thank you so much for sending so many pictures from everywhere, really. Once again, it's so much fun to see where you guys are sending the pictures from. Some of them I can tell, some I cannot, but I can see that it's definitely not from Ireland. It has kept me busy during these times making these videos. I hope you find them helpful. Again, I'm sorry if I mispronounce your names. As for the critique themselves, if I'm being harsh, I mean it as constructive feedback. So I'm doing this so that you can improve. I am not being harsh just to be mean. I'm just being honest. That's what I said on the initial video. I'm going to be giving you my honest opinion, and matters as much as you want it to matter. It's an opinion at the end of the day. If you want to send more pictures, I'm going to put the email on the screen right now for a fourth episode. If I get enough, once again, I'll just make another video and we'll go from there. Did I miss anything? I think I pretty much talked about everything I wanted to talk about. So without wasting more time, let's get into the video. Hey everyone, welcome to the third episode of the Photo Critiques. Let's start right off with an image from Dirk Football. So it looks like a daytime game. So I think you could go a little bit faster than 1,000 of a second, even though nothing seems to be blurry. So you did fine. Just for daytime games, when the lighting is really good, I usually just go a bit faster than that, just to be on the safe side. But over here, I'm not complaining. Everything seems to be sharp, no motion blur whatsoever. So it's just a recommendation. That's all. There's not much going on. I mean, you froze the action. There's like no tackle or no shot, but it's just a standard football picture. Everything seems to be technically correct. The cropping, you're not cutting off anyone's limbs. It's a tight crop. Perhaps you could have left a little bit more space to the left instead of to the right, because the action seems to be going this way. I mean, this guy's trying to get the ball. I don't know where this guy is headed, but the motion seems to be going this way. So maybe this little space that you left here, maybe you could have left it there. Horizon-wise, I mean, there's not much that can be done. I think you did a pretty good job. It's not like you can... Yeah, maybe like that, but no. I mean, your crop was fine. Slightly tilted, but not much. Then you start cutting off the guy's foot at the bottom. So, yeah, I think you did a good job, man. Thank you very much for submitting the picture once again. Okay, and the next image is by Ian McGuinness. This is in the 2020 Winter Youth Olympics. You can see the settings here on the right side. Settings-wise, looks absolutely fine. The image is slightly noisy, but that may be to the sensor. I'm not sure. The 7D. Picture-wise, I think it looks pretty good. I mean, I wouldn't do much more to this picture, to be honest with you. The only thing I was looking at is maybe the crop, so that I wouldn't have that guy, because he's turning away from the games like he's not even interested, right? And then I looked at this line, and I thought, wouldn't it be cool if that line was straight? But when I started doing it, then I noticed that the pillars at the end start being crooked. So ignore that and just stick to the crop that you did, because you did just fine. But maybe I would have still cropped just a little bit tighter, just to ignore the guy on the back. But then you start going into the women's helmets. You don't want to get too close to that. I would still want to keep the logo in the back to give a sense of context of what the image is about. But overall, awesome picture. I like the expression on that girl's face. She's trying to get there, but I don't think she's going to be able to. So thank you very much, Ian, for submitting the photo. Loved it. Okay, and the next picture is by Bob Bruce. I think Bob has submitted a picture in every single one of the photo critiques video. So it's a regular, right? You're a regular customer. So I noticed, Bob, you like your crops to be really, really tight.
and I think I mentioned this on the previous ones as well. I would have liked to see this girl's full body, maybe this one as well, and I would ignore the ones on the back because they're so out of focus, it doesn't matter anymore. But this is your crop, this is your taste, and that's absolutely fine. You could even maybe do a crop that just cuts off here, and focuses even more on this girl's action. I like the expression on her face. There's a 1, 2, 3, and possibly a fourth girl coming for her. I like the action. It's just a crop that I wish I had more of the girl's body, the bottom part. Also, it looks like he might be shooting slightly uh, above with an angle that's like from if you're looks like you're standing. I don't know if that's true or not. Looks like you're standing. Um, in my opinion, the pictures will look slightly better if you're sitting down or kneeling down. It just makes the athletes look a bit more heroic. But sometimes the overhead angles of view also work. In this case, it's fine. I just think it could be just that little extra bit better if you were sitting down or kneeling down. Maybe you were, I don't know, but it just looks like the angle is shot from a little bit above. But overall, I like your style. You like to crop in really tight, and that's cool. But just be careful where you crop so that it doesn't look weird. Thank you so much, Bob, for submitting another picture. Okay, and the next picture is by David Davis, football. Just looking at the settings, the first thing I notice is the slower shutter speed, and you can see that there's some motion blur. Well, on the ball, it's likely that in football it's common for the ball to have some motion blur, especially if they're shooting. But if when the players are running, unless they're like Usain Bolt or something, you should be able to freeze them slightly better. And this is the shutter speed that you should be able to raise just slightly, so that you don't get motion blur. Overall, I like that you left space, that space here, because that's where the action is going. I just wish that the shutter speed was slightly faster so that you wouldn't have some motion blur. The net on the back seems to be crooked somehow. I don't know if it's the angle. It seems off a little bit. I don't know why. I can't explain it. It just seems like there's some distortion. You see the post, it's like tilted to the left, and this one doesn't. Maybe it's, I don't know, old school posts. I have no idea, but it just looks weird. I don't think it's a lens issue. Maybe it is. I don't know if you did some lens correction or not. Anyway, good picture overall. Just keep that shutter speed a little bit faster so that you don't get motion blur. And thank you for submitting the photo. Okay, and the next picture is by Serjan. Once again, a regular customer, so to speak. I don't usually mention when people send me more than one picture, but I'm going to mention it now. And he sent me two, and he said you can pick which one you want. And I picked this one, and the reason I picked this one is because this shows exactly what happened in the scene. A goal, there's a reaction from the goalkeeper, which I love. Look at his look. He knows that's it. The ball's gone in, the puck's gone in, and it's a goal. The other one was more of a regular picture. Nothing wrong with it. I just thought this one was better for this type of critique video. The only thing here really that I would really do would be the horizon. I would just base myself on the posts at the back. Rob Gray, if you're watching this, check this out. You wanted me to try it out? There you go. I did it just for you. So yeah, you can click the auto cropping. I don't usually use it, but you can see it did a pretty good job actually. Then you need to be careful not to crop the puck out because you definitely want it to be shown. But I still think that you could have cropped it a little bit tighter. It just the image just looks slightly better in my opinion. Overall, great job. I like the reaction on the goalkeeper is priceless. Good shot. Thank you very much for submitting yet another photo. Okay, and the next picture is by Sai RC R. I'm sorry, man. I don't know how to pronounce your name. But anyway, two things pop to my mind immediately. Okay, and one is the cropping, because this guy's foot is cut off, and you can see that, you can tell just by the lines, if you like football, that this is close to the goal, right? So I was hoping that the goal would be visible, or maybe just a little bit of the goal would be visible, and not so much the space here. If you want to crop in tight, crop in tight, but in this case I would leave the goal to be shown as well, and I wouldn't cut off this guy's foot. If there's nothing you can do about it, because the action was so close to you that you weren't able to zoom further out, then sure. But if you can't, then leave that part in the picture as well. The other thing I notice is the focus. You can see that this guy is in focus and the main subject of the picture isn't. Never mind the motion blur. It's hard to. I bet this movement is really fast. At 1/1000 of a second, it should be fast enough to keep most of it frozen, but not the ball. That's okay. The ball having some motion doesn't annoy me too much. I just wish that, you know, the focus was on the main subject and not that guy. But yeah, if you cannot get him in focus, what are you gonna do? I still think it's a cool picture, despite everything. About the cropping, you're sitting somewhere near the corner, I take it. So the horizon's gonna look crooked no matter what. I think you did an okay job with the horizon. It's just the cropping and the focus that I would try to improve. But overall, I like the acrobatic movement. If the picture is being shown on a cell phone, which most people nowadays look at, like social media, most people just use a cell phone. They probably might not even notice that it's slightly out of focus, but this guy is. But yeah, you should always try to aim to get your main subject in focus. But thank you so much for submitting a photo. I like the move. I just wish it was a little bit cropped differently and the focus was on the main subject. But thank you so much once again. And last but not least, Varun. Sorry, man. Varun. I'll call you Varun. I hope it's not too bad. Badminton picture, which is a first. Love the picture, man. I just love the picture. But now let's get critical. Shutter speed, 1/4000 of a second. I'm fairly certain that this is indoors. And at 4,000 of a second, that's way too fast, I think, for indoor sports. I'm surprised that the ISO is at 1250 and that it still looks quite good with a shutter speed that fast. Yes, you shot at f2, but still, that's a really, really fast shutter speed. I would slow it down slightly. The badminton, the shuttlecock or the bird or the birdie, whatever you want to call it, it's most likely going to have motion blur. I mean, they shoot those things so fast, it's impossible to get it tack sharp. But the main part here is the guy, the subject. Perfect. The cropping is like 99% perfect. I would just maybe look at the backboard and tilt it just slightly. You see the Vodafone thing at the back? Maybe crop it a little bit like that. And then the focus. I think, or it looks like the hand is slightly a bit more in focus than the face, but it's not that much. But then again, that's the risk you take when you shoot at an aperture like f2 in this case. So overall, great picture. I love the way that he's sitting in the frame using the rule of thirds. You got him completely in the air. Love the picture. Absolutely loved it. Thank you so much for submitting the photo, guys. I think this is it for this episode. If you're watching this, keep an eye on the channel. There should be an announcement, a cool announcement, hopefully soon, about something else that we can do. And yeah, thank you so much, guys, for submitting the photos. I love your work. I love seeing where you're submitting the pictures from. And stay safe, guys, and see you on the next video.
If you like this video, hit that thumbs up. It helps a lot. And follow me on social media as well. I never say this. I always just put the this corner, I think. The handles for Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, but follow me there as well. And if you want to see more and get notifications when a new video is up, subscribe to the channel. And once again, thank you so much for your pictures. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Take care, guys, and stay safe.